Wait, we can watch... who's the guy doing the World of Warcraft series? Is it Rav? It is Rav.
What?
The World of Warcraft series. Which episode are we on? We just finished episode 2. Let's go episode 3.
Attention gamers, previously on my therapist's recommendation to escape the pain that comes from playing League of Legends every day by playing a 20-year-old buggy game with a bunch of internet famous boys and girls. I enslaved a pig as my pet who immediately abandoned me, so I got a second with a new parenting style focused around tough love. I wasted way too much time trying to teach him new skills, and then I wasted more hours learning how big this fantasy world of Azeroth really is and how long it takes to travel. I speed leveled at 1/10 the speed of the big time famous WoW players in the guild who ignored me when I tried to make a good first impression by telling them jokes. I gained some street cred in Goldshire by teabagging a rebellious rabbit named Hogger, and then I challenged the most deadly mob in all of WoW to a butt-naked bare-knuckle Makara, to which I was successful and claimed the title of biggest badass in Azeroth.
Nice.
I quickly started to realize the consequences of my new title. For starters, Howard's cousins were starting to act jealous of him being adopted by such a big dick swinger. I had to remind him that barking bitches get stitches, and the only thing they will ever amount to is having their livers used in a pie baked by some farm hoe named after Salmonella. I too was getting more attention as everyone wanted to take down the new king of Westfall, and after seeing all the bullshit ways people are actually being killed during duels and clips, I wasn't about to trust this fully world buff level 12. Even if she was a little fan, maybe be a big fan and subscribe to the channel Miss Chilua. Anyways, I quickly learned from a man who doesn't know how to pronounce Defias.
The Defias front is constantly shifting.
That my recent victory took a bloody shit on the reputation of the biggest gang in Westfall, and now we were in a full-blown gang war.
Many members of the gang can be tracked by the red leather bandanas they wear.
This was music to my ears, as I had no problem big dick strutting into their shitty barns and demanding they give me their bandanas. Howard, however, was iffy on messing with a gang. But I reminded him where he'd be without me. We busted that joint and I was ready to start collecting my prizes. But this particular mission wasn't all rainbows and shower sex, no. We had our fair share of casualties, as I ran into one of Gandalf's testicles who was fatally wounded.
Gandalf's testicles?
He was laying there, bleeding out, still barely connected to the world, as I demanded answers. His oh-so-poetic famous last words, 555, will be remembered, and I vowed to avenge this dyslexic leprechaun's life and raid the panty drawers of the dead bitches I've killed.
Inventory is full.
The initial plan was to be merciful and execute a quick and painless genocide of their ranks, but after seeing how they just left Odin, MMNN to bleed out was enough to spark my villain arc. The humane ways of killing gang members was over. I would set fire traps and lure these COVID-aware dagger douchebags into them, laughing at them while they slowly burned to death until I gathered every last bandana, only to be thanked in the most generic way ever.
Nice work, person.
But more work was to be done. They sent me to a seemingly abandoned town to slaughter some of their civilians, and I thought everyone had fled due to the war, but as I was about to check the local pub, I heard whispers. Turns out a surprise party featuring my own funeral was planned, and I wasn't about to RSVP yes with my +1 to that. Psych bitches. 360 no-scoped my way into that bad decision, almost got myself killed for the sake of this clip, but it all worked out. It was at this time where my guildies said there's proverbial cake in the break room, which in this case meant world buffs on a roof, which was dank as I got to meet the fellas in person, and they gave me a bunch of buffs that made me run faster, attack harder, and turn into Keanu Reeves. At this point, Brian wanted me to waste the next 30 minutes of my life walking to a random town, and I was about to tell him to fuck off until he said this.
There is a rogue by the name of Wiley who owes me a favor.
And the curiosity of why this grown man owed him was enough for me to get that cardio session in. I met One-Eyed Willie and he told me the whole backstory. A random lady overheard, and even she was shocked to hear Brian was into that stuff. Anyways, it turns out you can't visit a small incest-ridden town as Keanu Reeves and not be asked to do a few heroic things for them. A little boy named Sean said his girlfriend would let him get to second base with her if he found her Taylor Swift bracelet in the lake, so of course I had to wingman the little horn dog out. Except he lacked a bit in the Riz department when he had me be the one to give it to her. But hey, at least someone in town was trying to make moves.
You have a sturdy pair on you, so if you're interested...
Then some call girl said her fat ass husband left his lunch at home and now I was gonna be his Uber Eats, to which he was like, give that bitch some flowers for me, and I'm thinking I already helped a tween perv touch his first tit. You can fix your own marriage, dude. So I went back to Westfall with the gang information I got from the guy who went blind from getting Brian's jizz in his eye at TwitchCon.
Edwin Van Cleef.
What?
Was our target, and he said, "Dank, now I need you to waste an extraordinary long amount of time on the dumbest bullshit quest ever, where you mug a dude on his morning walk, which could be anywhere in this entire zip code." And after 3 short eternities I found him. Turns out my time is about as valuable as a screen door on a submarine to our TwitchCon pervert Brian, as he didn't even need that messenger when they got all the info they needed from some dude that got fed up with politics preventing his promotions in the Defias gang. So now he was gonna agree to show me and Howard where his boss man's secret little bitch hideout was, and thus my final orders were given.
Edwin Van Cleef must be assassinated.
Now a few things needed to happen before I could take down this gang leader Van Cleef guy. First, I had to wait for my 20th birthday. This meant I could learn new party tricks like Aspect of the Cheetah, which is quite possibly the best ability in the game. For example, let's say you are alone in a bar thinking about what it would be like to not be an alcoholic when a certified baddie sends you this. You get up, wave to the guys that you single-handedly keep employed, and then except when you get there, she's actually not alone, and there's also a fucking child, and Chris Hansen is there in a hat. The second thing I needed was a group, as Vander Queef Cakes hangs out in a dungeon, which meant we would need more people, but we ran into a logistical issue.
I can't find a tank, but would you mind if we did four DPS and a healer?
Now a little WoW 101 for the viewers who have actually had sex before. In World of Warcraft, dungeons typically require 1 guy to take the hits, 1 guy to heal the hits, and 3 guys to deliver the hits, but in this case we couldn't find the most important guy, so winging it was the suggestion. But considering this is hardcore WoW and Papa Soda would be mad if we died doing something dumb like this, there was only one appropriate response.
Raph says, let's fucking send it, baby.
We greet each other like killer ninjas. He pets Howard, we zone in and prepare ourselves for what will undoubtedly be the hardest thing we've ever done. Well, kind of. The Defias pussies kept sending more and more gang members to stop us, but we eventually made it to a shitty Titanic replica that a bunch of goblins were building inside a giant cave, until all that was left was us, and Eddie.
None may challenge the Brotherhood.
Did they get him? He's level 25. Isn't Deadmine's level 18?
He fell with ease, as he was no match to our 5 gamers hyped up on Power Gum, and as I approached his dead corpse, knowing that I just ended the entire gang war that was started from me naked bare knuckle brawling one of his peons, I would take his head back as a sign of my victory.
I can't carry anymore.
I'd like to thank the brave soldiers for their help in that mission tonight to give Only Fangs their first big victory in Azeroth, sending the world of Warcraft and all of its pussy NPC gangs a message that this guild, full of legitimate morons, will one day conquer all.
Perfect timing. What a great video. What a great video. Bro, Rav makes some good. That's good.